Now, 12 months to become a warden.
Yeah, this is
whole year.
This is some frustrating expectation mismanagement.
It is.
It really is. Blizzard, you know better than this, honestly.
Yeah, they could have. I'm not against there being a, reward for completing the thing.
Yeah.
Right? Like, I'm not against there being a 12-month reward. I think that's okay. I think the problem is they tied it into something that they're giving you in month 1, which then makes it feel like they're holding it back because you can see it in front of you, in the game. But I suppose that's the thing. If World of Warcraft had no data mining, we wouldn't have this conversation.
Yeah, because we wouldn't know what this is, and it would be a lot better. I think the problem is that this is literally, like I said, expectation mismanagement.
Yeah.
And it's hard to blame Blizzard for what data miners do, but at the same time, the ultimate is it's the player experience of World of Warcraft. And they're the ones who ultimately are in charge of that. And it is unfortunate that other people can impact that, but it's still their imperative to make sure it doesn't happen. So the idea of, like Delicious Mystery says, back to the mobile game retention trap tactics again, huh? Yep. That's exactly what it feels like. You go, oh, that's one of the best sets you've ever put in the game. I'm so excited. Oh, I have to give you money every month and play your game every month to get it after a year? That's really crazy. And I think the comparison, let's get the comparison over with, is the, what are they called? The Violet Proto-Drake. The What a Long Strange Trip It's Been, which I didn't realize was actually a reference to a song name. But that's very different because that's for doing all of the holidays. And the holidays make sense that they're only available once they're up because they're holidays. It would make sense for it to be March and you'd be doing the Headless Horseman. That does make sense. So everyone accepts the Violet Proto-Drake for being that and go, okay, well, it takes a year to get this, right? Yeah, but you'll subbed anyway. Whatever, it's fine. It's during holidays and that's part of a meta achievement. So you get rewarded for each individual thing you're doing there anyway. And it just clearly makes sense. You go, oh, yep, sweet, wonderful, excellent. And it's also Violet Proto-Drake, which is a mount. And, there's loads of other mounts in this introduced. So like, yeah, sure, fine, this is another mount. Grand. I'm happy to earn it. This is completely arbitrary. This is just give us money for 12 months and then we'll give you this.
So,
and it's not just that because you have to do the trading post every month.
Yeah, that's the thing. Loads of people were tweeting me that this was a login thing. There was basically a 12-month login reward, which it is not.
Yeah.
It's strange because, like, I don't... Like, it's... What this is a monthly event. I think we can all agree it's that. It's a monthly event.
Yeah.
So, let's say in the next patch they added in a bunch of time walking things, and if you had done all of the time walking meta achievement, you get a mount.
Yeah.
Now, how do people feel about that? Because time walking only appears so often on the in-game calendar. Would people think, oh, cool, they're refreshing time walking, that's really nice, and oh, look, they've put a big evergreen reward for, totally mastering the time walking content in the game over, maybe it would take like 8 months or something like that. If they did that, how different would it be to this fundamentally? Because it still kind of is arbitrary because they just, they decide to do whatever they want. So what is it? Is it the amount of time? Is the problem that you get 500 tender a month? Not that gets you this, just by logging in. Like, what is the issue?
I think the problem is that if it's framed as a nice little bonus of, hey, here's the thing you might kind of want, that's fine. But when it's a thing people very much want, they would rather have a path to acquisition that's quick. Maybe that's quick at the cost of a lot of effort, but it's at least a path to actual acquisition. So I think the arbitrariness is they're allowed to do that. It's part of the toolkit of them doing whatever they want. Yeah, that's fine, but not whenever it's things you really badly want. Ultimately, I think it's
the Violet Proto-Drake is a bit kooky.
Yeah, it's just that's right. I kind of want that.
Yeah.
Not I want this now. It's putting something at the end of a very, very long track.
Yeah. Yeah, I suppose that's it. They're dangling the carrot too far away. Players don't feel like they can earn the carrot by just logging in and playing now. And I guess that's why it feels bad.
Which does mean this is a reward for next year when the game doesn't feel rewarding enough in certain capacities. Obviously, the game feels rewarding enough for a lot of people. It's just that it's the Overwatch 2 problem, where the entire modality, the entire reason people play World of Warcraft is to earn rewards. And now World of Warcraft are saying, oh, here's a reward that will spark. Oh, your neurons are going to fire like crazy when you get this.
Oh, you're going to spark joy everywhere.
But that's going to take 12 months. And I think that's... Because you could imagine the same happening in Overwatch, right?
Yeah.
Where they say, if you play one match or like 5 matches a month, every month, then after a year, we'll give you this brand new beautiful skin. And everyone goes, but we don't have enough skins now. We want the skins now, not you to arbitrarily put it a year later. And I think it's a combination of the arbitrary reward not feeling very good, people being smart enough now, because we talk about this all the time.
That is so much the problem. Not the problem.
Yeah.
That is so much of what's going on.
Yeah, we talk about that as like as part of the news channel quite a bit. And
gamers are smart.
We're very smart now at going, yeah, we know how you do things. We know how you make us want to play the game, and we don't like it. There's parts where we go, this is enough engagement, but we're enjoying it. We'll take it. And it is a contract of like people are happy on both sides, and that's fine. That's how it always has to be. But in cases like this, it is them going, hey, play the game every month for 12 months, and everyone's going, you're trying to coerce us to do this. We know you're doing that. We don't like that.
We're too
we don't
smart.
like being coerced. We don't like feeling like we're not in control of our actions. You're taking control of our actions away from us by putting the carrot at the end of a very, 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 very long and pointless stick. So people are going to be annoyed.
It's like so people were smart like 50 years ago. But 50 years ago, people would say, 8 out of 10 doctors smoke camels for that amazing menthol finish.
Yeah.
And people were like,
Hi.
camels. Now that is the cigarette of doctors.
God, a camel's a good smoke, like.
There you go.
I tell you.
So, that, like 50 years ago. And 50 years ago, people weren't dumb.
Yeah.
People
are never dumb.
I'm sure you had your bloody Von Brauns. I don't know if Carl Sagan smoked, but Carl Sagan tier people definitely smoked. Even though they're like smart ass motherfuckers back then. But that's the thing now, like gamers, like the equivalent of saying doctors smoke, camels. A game company doing their equivalent of that will not work because we as a community are so armed with defenses. I guess because and I'm not really sure what the right way to put this is, but the way, like, imagine when you're in more of a blue ocean opportunity, right? Which just means there's land for the taking, everyone's happy, and everything's great. You're in some weird place where, a video game isn't as expensive to make. You make your video game, people buy the video game, everyone's really happy. But then what happens? Oh shit, the industry, it's no longer a blue ocean, blue sky, blue whatever the fucking business terms. It's no longer that situation, right? Because there's 500,000 companies and everyone's asking for our time. So now instead of just like taking new ground, making a new product, we are used to instead them trying to make money via the squeezing us a little bit more. And I suppose that's the thing. We've all just become so psychologically aware of all the bullshit that is potentially possible that we manage to simultaneously avoid all of it, or try to avoid all of it whenever it's people trying to take money out of our pockets. And then also when it comes to maybe applying some of those principles to do things that are sensible for us, we also avoid it and just eat junk food in the here and now.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah, I need a 12-month good boy reward in real life.
Yeah.
but I suppose that's it, right? We just notice shit so much more. I guess, no, I wouldn't say push. I wouldn't say to push back. I think at least versus Overwatch, we're in a better situation.
Hell yeah, they're doing so much better. So much better.
I mean, oh man,
But to be fair, that's
Overwatch.
because we're also used to them charging what is an obscene amount of money for a monthly sub for a game in a world where everything valuable is free to play and competitors charge substantially less. On average, and also having a full price store on top of that for cosmetics.
Oh, and WoW token.
And World of
Let's
Warcraft,
not
which is
forget.
honestly, like, WoW is one of the most heavily monetized MMOs there is. Asterisk before Lost Ark and Gacha.
So that's the thing.
Those are bullshit. But yeah.
What a lot of us want from a good MMO is a quality.
Yeah.
And it's actually kind of funny because we were talking about stuff anyway, just related to like media training and interviews. And one of the things like we kind of I won't say realized, but something we noticed, like classism is like a thing in America, but America seems to be like really a bit more divided, like almost amongst those like racial and political lines. Whereas, and that absolutely exists in the UK.
Definitely.
But it seems like the divide between the classes is almost more of a thing here. And I guess one of the things that we always liked about MMORPGs is, you know, it didn't matter who you were, where you came from. Big asterisks. This sub's really expensive in some countries. But like you log into the game and that's it. It's it is a classless society in a way. It's obviously not because you got the Mythic Raiders and the not Mythic Raiders and all that, sure.
Yeah, but that's not.
But that's
well,
like
not
what you're
your
doing
class.
in the world.
Yeah.
And I guess when you think about World of Warcraft, like anything that erodes that makes it feel worse. And that's why WoW token feels like not great, because like in a way the contract's been broken. You know, the time of a rich person in World of Warcraft, the time of a less rich person in World of Warcraft, like they were both, they equal to the exact same thing, fundamentally. Whereas, now a very wealthy person can, absolutely drop a bunch of change, get all the best BOEs. Now, in fairness to Blizzard, Mythic BOEs are only active now. Yeah. Mythic BOEs were disabled specifically to avoid this kind of situation when it mattered most. But I guess when it comes to the monetization, that's really the thing. And I guess that's why, on the on the hierarchy of suck, I think this is at the bottom of the hierarchy of suck. So it still is on the hierarchy of suck. But above this then, on the hierarchy of suck, is the 6-month mount. Because at least everyone gets that for subscribing.
Yeah.
And above that on the hierarchy of suck is like WoW token. And above that on the hierarchy of suck is just a plain store amount that you can't buy, or that doesn't come with your sub. Yeah. And I guess that's the way that I almost try to think about it, almost from this like kind of class perspective of like, the purity of everyone being the same in game. Or maybe I'm just way overthinking it, putting way too much IRL in.
That's generally true of it all. I think some of that's eroded over time. I think people just understand that now, because the internet's gone wrong and the world's gone wrong. I think people are just kind of like, yeah, you no longer log on and become a different person.
Yeah,
I think that's one of the things people largely
nip off for a second, but it's okay because I'm going to leave you with Torrens.
Yeah. Before that, I was just going to say the final part of this overall, I think, is that the armor people just really want it. It's a warden.
Looks cool.
It's a warden, and also it's a sun warden and a moon warden. Does that mean Night Elf Paladins? Holy shit!
Actually, that is the thing. Then maybe the final point that I think we could agree on. Never mind. Dakor already thought about it. Oh my god, it's almost like we employ him because he's smart. Heritage armor. These almost feel like a heritage armor because they're an in-game faction. I suppose when I'm thinking about something like this, I would rather we go towards non-faction, non-heritage armor feeling things.
Yeah, gotta disagree. This is a 12-month sub and MU farm for Blizzard. Dark Soul. Kind of, yeah. A little bit. That's the hateful part. Ultimately, it is a little bit just, why did you do this? So people stay subbed. There you go. So that's, I think, why people are actually annoyed. More or less. More than anything else.